Quick shout out to my Patreons who keep this channel going. You can join my Patreon down in the description below. What's guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're interacting to the 20th episode of Log Horizon Season 1. This one's titled Contract. So yes, back in. We've got a couple more weeks left at this pace and we'll be back on to Season 2. Very excited to see how we end this arc necessarily, because it doesn't feel like we're building up to a specific event, except maybe Shiroe's final step for this plan to deal with the Goblin invasion. That might be what they're building up to as the final event. But I've very much enjoyed this series a lot, and the world that we have built here with within Log Horizon and the Elder Tales game has been so well thought out compared to other fantasy settings that I'm really surprised it took me this long to get into this series, especially since back in like 2018 or so, I was on a real isekai kick. Like, I was watching every isekai story I could basically find at that point. So the fact that I heard Log Horizon but never actually got into it is honestly very, very surprising. And I'm glad we got the opportunity to now finally at last. So last time out, we have the Goblin Army. We're engaging the Goblin Army. Things are working out. We have our plan set up. We have raiding parties. We have Shiroe off in a safe place to conduct strategy. We've got this communications relay system going where we've got someone in each group that's able to connect to someone that's able to then connect to more people. It's very, very well thought out, as expected of Shiroe, obviously. And as such, this is going as well as it could until we have our training group, essentially, with Minori and Toya, going off to defend Choshi, and are kind of overwhelmed by what we are facing, and it's not looking good until Rudy charges at these two direwolves in basically a suicide attack with the magical gauntlets, and does manage to take them out, thankfully, but he dies, and it's then revealed that, yes, he's not an adventurer, he's a lander, which, as you guys have pointed out, there are several clues and hints to it. I think some of them may depend on which subtitles are used. I think the Funimation version I have, if I actually paid attention to it, maybe I would have noticed it a bit earlier. But there were little hints here and there to imply, yes, he was a lander this entire time. So, yeah, we can't revive him, but Minori's just like, Shiroe, help. And I'm sure Shiroe is going to think of a plan to do it, because I don't think Rudy's going to die. It's obviously alluded to in the OP that he dies, but he's also there in the final shot of the OP, so I think we're going to be able to save him. I just don't know what effect that'll be. Now, considering it's called Contract, I guess we're going to use a contract-based system in the game of some sort, maybe like a familiar contract type system thing, to bind him to one of the adventurers, maybe, and therefore allow him the ability to revive like an adventurer in a similar-ish way. I don't know if we can literally make him an adventurer. I don't think we have the power to do that, but maybe we have some way of binding him through contract to either Elder Tales, the game world that we're in, or to one of our particular adventurers. Probably Isuzu, if anyone. That would make the most sense thematically. But yeah, this is Shiroe's first moment in order for him to act, and we'll see what the aftermath of that is, as well as the aftermath of the Goblin attack that's still going on, and then reinforcements are on their way. So, let's get into this one. As per usual, these are time-based form actions here on YouTube. If you want to see the full picture-in-picture, you can go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 a month gets you access to all picture-in-picture actions I do, which is everything from the seasonal lineup of this season, and obviously other seasons. We also have Patreon request shows such as Log Horizon here. We also had Sympho Gear yesterday, if you want to check that one out as well, as World Trigger the day before. We also have movie reactions available on there in the form of Weather and Review, the movie coming later this month, so look forward to that one as well. We've also got Wolf Children and Your Name on there already, and if I get time in this seasonal break, we will be unpacking some more of the older movies that I did have on the channel and getting picture-in-picture versions up on there as well. I would like to get the Violet Evergarden side story movie up there as well at some point. I'd like to get Konosuba, Legend of Crimson on there at some point as well, so hopefully there'll be a bit of a gap in the season break that will allow me to do that, unlike last season, which I was using exclusively for Patreon request show catch-ups. But yeah, here on YouTube we have to time base. So bottom left of the screen, you'll see the time of the episode. I count down 3, 2, 1, play. Then play you start the episode, I start the episode, and we should be in sync. Watch this one on Funimation as per usual, since they're the ones I can leave viewers here in the UK. We have the Funimation logo to start, about 7 seconds of logos, and then we're into the episode. You can use screen flash on my face or the mic to tell when the scene is transitioning as well. Pay attention to this by my headset since it's very reflective. Let's try to sync it up as well. And as per usual, not watching the previews for the next episode because in previous times they've been kind of spoilerish and it was just made sense to skip them. So, with all that said, let's get into this week's episode, or first of this week's episodes, in 3, 2, 1, play. Funimation, cheers. Here we go. Where are we? Hmm. OP time. What are we gonna do, Shiroi? Apparently that hair does have meaning, but I've got to wait to find out what it means. That's fine. There goes Rudy. Still love his OP. Alright, here we go. Contracts. Reinforcements should be getting there very soon, though. Spirit, yes. Spirit and Anima, right? Psyche, yeah. Anima, there it is. Mm-hmm. 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 Well, not perfectly with the psyche. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. Global magic, right? Mm-hmm. Hmm. Scandinavian. uh, okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Strictly secret. Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm. You have to forcibly reconnect them somehow. Okay. Oh. Oh. That makes sense. Well, he's a zombie though. Did it just work like that? I don't know. We've only got 3 minutes, and he's a zombie, so. Okay, conscious. That only lasts a certain amount of time, right? Mm-hmm. Well, easier said than done. Contract. Literally a contract. Okay, we're making the contract, okay. Okay, he becomes a member. Okay. And then scribe skills to use. Mm-hmm. Yep. So a scribe makes contracts. That contract will be fulfilled. Mm-hmm. Fairy King's paper, wow. Time Dragon's Eye ink. Jesus. Make it quick, because you're a zombie still. It's not a ruler in this world, just saying. Mm-hmm. Holy shit. Holy shit. What a sight. Watching on. I hope we see more of him in season 2 as well. He seems like he could be very, very important in season 2. The music. Bunch of Goblin Riders. Oh, hello. Goblin General, was it? Archers, crossbowmen, magic users. Rain hell. Phoenix. It's so badass to have, like, battles and events on this scale. Let's tear them apart. The brutal efficiency of this all is so amazing. More than good. Right. But now it means so much more than that. Hmm. It's him reviving? Yes, it is. It worked. I assume we meshed ahead to have someone meet him at the cathedral, right? Because subclass adventurer. Yep. Oh, it made it his subclass. Okay, that's kind of cool. Ah, she went back, okay. How'd she get back so quickly? Ah, return spells, okay. Yeah. Do you want to get punched again? Mm-hmm. You let that one slip a little bit, but sure. Hmm. That was a very good episode. Very, very good episode. Shure using this other form of magic to literally write a contract. I completely forgot, yeah, scribe class, so he finally has a use for it. Who knows what the limit of that contract ability is, though? We can make people of land adventurers now. What else can we write into contract? Well, that's another new power that we have. I wonder if they're actually going to use that contract system much in the future now that we know it works. Because that is a new type of magic and we do want to keep it secret, so I feel like we're not going to overuse that a lot. Because if word got out about that, might raise a few too many questions, you know? But still, brilliant episode. What's next then? I guess clearing out the lair, right? Dealing with the actual Goblin King himself. I suppose that's the next step, right? Not much more to go beyond that. Alright, so yeah, we're not going to be focusing on the next time on. I will take a look at what the next episode title is, which is Waltz for Two, or The Two of Us Shall Waltz, depending on which translation you go for. Interesting. Seems like a seems like a bit of a change of pace, considering I thought we would go on to defeat the king, but whatever. Looks like we're taking a break, maybe? Or a celebration of our efforts so far in the defense? Maybe that's where we're going with it. I have no idea. That seems more like a maybe a return to the political side of things as well, rather than the combat here. But man, just the way this world has been built is honestly incredible. Like, I've talked about certain series having fantastic world buildings, like A Sense of a Bookworm, Jobless Reincarnation as well has started that journey, which is incredible. And there's so much more of that to come as well, which is going to be amazing. But here with Lock Horizon, this first season, I think this is definitely rivaling those types of shows in how it's building up its world, building up the mechanics of its world, building up locations, building up characters in the world, building up events of the world. Like, the idea of having this Goblin King event begin and have it be on such a large scale, and to see a large scale of people have to deal with it, because normally it's like, oh no, the end of the world is coming. Let's have this one party deal with it and save the world. Like, that's fine. And it's like, okay, they are the most powerful party in the world, of course they'd be the ones to do it. But to have it on such a large scale, to have so many adventurers in different areas fighting, and to have like this whole communications network and like dedicated groups, like it just made the scale so much bigger, and it made it feel so much more like a world event rather than just the events of one group, you know? And it really cemented how important it was that a large group did undertake this mission and the worldwide impacts it will have. Okay, nationwide so far, and maybe even a little smaller than that because it's not covering the entirety of Yamato as it is in this world of Japan. It's specifically for Eastall, but still, it's been on a much larger scale than other shows typically would do, and this is what I've said this before last week, I think, how I would love to see a series that focused on an entire empire / kingdom and the effects that it has on a national scale, then rather than just focusing on individual like parties, isekais, for example. That's what I loved about Overlord. Overlord was Ein setting up his dungeon, essentially, and expanding into the world, setting himself up as an adventurer, setting up the world events, and like the way he's been manipulating all that. That's why I really, really, really want season 4 of Overlord, which I don't think has been announced yet still, right? There was like a rumor, like the creator said, oh yeah, we're going to do Overlord season 4, but beyond that, there was never anything more, was there? Because Light Level's still ongoing, so there's plenty of content at this point. But Overlord 4, still nothing. And it's almost been 3 years now since then. Overlord Season 3 was rushed, unfortunately. It always felt like Overlord Season 3 was too rushed after Season 2. If they paced it a bit better, I think there would have been a better spot, because Season 3 was let down by its visual element a bit. Yeah, the visuals of it were kind of let down. Madhouse isn't necessarily doing anything except for a full show in 2021 so far. They haven't announced anything else, so it's entirely possible they could be combining their resources here for Overlord Season 4, but again, I just don't see much information about it yet. I remember, like, last year or the year before, no, it must have been in 2019, how there was talks of Overlord Season 4 would get confirmed by, like, the creators or whatever, but it never went beyond that. There was never an official announcement that a studio was picking up or anything like that, so it's a shame, but yeah, you know, it just gives me that same sort of vibe as what Log Horizon's doing here, so hopefully that continues on to the second season. I think it might. First season, who knows, but we'll get there eventually. So thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed that one as much as I did. Leave a like if you did, as well as your comments for the episode. Don't forget to hit subscribe as well to see next week's episode, as well as the rest of the Spring 2021 lineup you can find on the channel. We're doing one more this week, and then we'll be doing another double next week. We always do doubles of this show, and we'll continue to do that with Season 2, which will hopefully start... well, if we're doing 21 today, we'll then do 23, so 30th of April, when the video comes out, will be the final episode of Log Horizon Season 1, and then on May 7th, we'll be starting Season 2, doing doubles again, up until, well, it'll be partway into the summer season, where it might change from Fridays to another day, but we might be able to use the seasonal gap, since I shouldn't be as behind this season, to actually catch up a bit more, and maybe even complete Season 2 on time for the end of spring season. So, thank you everyone for watching. Until next time, see you guys later.